If you are looking for fun and engaging youth work ideas for your youth group, then you've come to the right place. Today I have come to the fantastic Whiston Lodge near Biggar, where I'm going to share with you the key thing I believe you need in order to have a really successful residential. Let's do this. So I worked out recently that I've done over 100 residentials in my youth work career, over 100. So that's a lot of residentials and a lot of tantrums and late nights and whatnot. And you can come to a great place like this where there's great instructor-led activities. You can maybe in the background hear some of the young people doing their activities. Now over there's some people canoeing, some people doing the high ropes over there. But you can have all of that during the day. But this one thing I'm going to share with you is vital to make sure that the whole trip is a success. Before I make that big reveal though, I will share with you some ideas that you can use when you're away to pass the time and to keep the young people occupied. So a simple and effective activity is just go a walk, right? The young people might moan to start with, but what I find is once they're out they really enjoy themselves. I also think that when you're on that walk you can add or find wee things that can add wee challenges. So for example, we found a wee tunnel or a wee burn that they can jump over or crawl through. Of course it's useful if you can to scout ahead so you know these things are coming up, but these add things to the group that gets them out bonding, gets them in the fresh air. You can on that walk add an extra wee challenge as well, something along the lines of a scavenger hunt. It just keeps them entertained, it gets them out in the fresh air, and it burns off some energy, because especially you come what the first night's like, there's no sleeping on the first night. So the more there's definitely no sleeping on the first night, so the more energy you can have them burning and the more fresh air they can get, just sets you up for a more successful first night, which leads on to the second night and the third night and so on. Go a walk at night as well. Night walks are great fun, brilliant fun. Revisit the place you walked earlier, but see the differences. You'll find the wee brave guys suddenly aren't very brave, and you'll find the wee ones that aren't so brave lap it up. So keep that in the mixer as well. But also for at night, a couple of simple things. Create a quiz, right? It doesn't have to be top heavy, it's just something to pass the time a wee bit. That just helps you at night, try to settle them doing and whatnot. And it doesn't have to be loads of work, because you might have 2 or 3 residentials with different young people coming over the summer, for example. Just use the same quiz, right? You're not having to do quiz after quiz after quiz. You'll find that quiz might last you 2 or 3 years, right? It's absolutely boiling here. So like any residential, make sure you've got things like your sun cream, midge repellent and all that, because it was raining here not long ago and I am absolutely roasting now. Brilliant, no? Think about bringing something like SingStar, right? See, young people, they might be shy at first. You always get the ones that are confident to go up first and they have a great time, but even the shy ones eventually I find they get involved. And what I find, that it just brings a great laugh, it brings bonding, and for the wee ones that are a wee bit shyer, it definitely helps them develop their confidence, and it's something they remember when they go back. If there's a loch or a river nearby, it's worth visiting that as well. Head along, maybe start a wee fire, but the games you can play kind of on the beach or on the sand or at the side of the loch are always fantastic and great fun. And build a fire. Young people love the responsibility of building and looking after a fire, right? But the thing that's massively underrated though is remembering it's the young people's residential. So the free time that they have away for you as a staff and as a youth worker and as the facilitators is probably the thing that they remember most, alright? They might remember jumping off a high ropes or whatever, but it's the laughs they have making pals in the dorm or in the tents. That's the stuff that we probably never hear about, to be fair. That's the things that they remember. So embrace that free time, trust them to go and have fun. And listen, if something happens, it's a learning opportunity. It's not something to go mad about, it's actually something potentially to embrace, because if we didn't see them making mistakes or help them when they make mistakes, what's the point? Team games are always a massive winner on residentials. Games like Capture the Flag, check out my 8-minute guide to Capture the Flag, especially good game out here in the woods. Young people love it, a good run around, burning off that energy, can go for hours. The Towers of Hanoi, I made a video about that recently as well. Check that out, find some stones, find some tyres, whatever you need. Great game for critical thinking that you can make competitive by making it a relay or whatever. But if you've liked this content in this video or any of the content on the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, because I didn't want you missing out on content that might be useful for you and your youth group. So you've had your games, you've tried these things, you might have used them before, whatnot, right? But that's not the thing that I'm want to speak to you about today. That is not the key to having a successful residential. The key to having a successful residential is ensuring that you've got enough food to last throughout the night. I have been on residentials where we've run out of food in the middle of the night, or there's not been enough food for the middle of the night. Say you're at a centre that caters for you, right, and the young people have maybe had their dinner. Well, that might have been at 6 p.m, for example. It's now 12, 1, 2 in the morning, and we know that the young people are awake at this time, right? So we need to make sure that we've got enough food that we can feed them overnight, because they have done their midnight walk, they have played their big game of hide and seek, they have explored the big house that you're staying at, or the campsite, or wherever you're staying. They have run about daft doing activities, have done the high ropes course, right? I'd have had their dinner, but that was 5, 6, 7 hours ago. Ensure that you have got enough food to keep the young people satisfied overnight, because there's nothing worse than young people feeling starving and tired during the night. They're up there trying to do an all-nighter, let's be honest about it, right? But it's our job to look after them. Let's no presume that they've got midnight feast, and that's no their responsibility. It's our responsibility to make sure that they are fed. So make sure, right, if you want to have a successful residential, that you have enough food for the young people. Catch you.